In this video, you'll discover the 4 principles of nourishment navigation. Each principle is a concept woven throughout that helps you make decisions about what to eat and how to eat. These are the principles that you'll be learning as you build your skills with nourishment navigation. The reason why these principles help you is because they give you a foundation to be able to make those right choices so that you're always moving towards your goal. Please turn to page 62 in your playbook, where you'll see these. And there's space for you to be able to write in each principle and take notes. So if you need to pause at any time, do that. Principle number 1 is all in moderation. What that means is that there's nothing that's off limits. Yes, you heard that right. Nothing. It's you learning the skill of trusting yourself and consuming in moderation without overindulging or underappreciating. It's about learning where your line is between getting to enjoy some and having too much. Moderation is about directing yourself and developing the discipline that allows you to fully enjoy the foods that you encounter without going overboard and without spiraling down into destructive conversation or attitudes like anger or fear that you had any, or judgment that everybody else gets some and you don't, or frustration because life's not fair, or guilt because you had too much and you thought that you could just tell yourself that it was okay, but in the end, you weren't really happy with the person in the mirror. All in moderation is about trusting that your system is balanced, strong, and healthy enough to process a few bites of any food without sacrificing the goals that you showed up for. Because if you know a certain dish could throw off your goal, why would you have more than just 1 or 2 bites anyway? Moderation is about acknowledging what you want and being able to have some of it without feeling like you're sacrificing your joy of life. Moderation is about knowing you have the self-discipline to direct your actions. Moderation is about changing the internal dialogue you have. It's about reminding yourself that there will always be enough later, so there's no need to overindulge now. And it's safe to enjoy, really enjoy, a little bit of it without labeling it as a dangerous junk food that you're cheating with. And when you develop the kind of skill of having just a taste, while you also tell yourself, that was excellent. I really enjoyed the flavor and the texture. It was enough. Then you've got a win-win-win because you get to try new things and you get to trust yourself and you get to stay fit. The most effective way we know to eat in moderation, so we always feel like we're winning and we never need to cheat, is by eating a combination of what we call simple meals and fun meals. After you know how to eat both simple and fun meals every day, you can move towards your fitness and health goals faster and more reliably. The reason for that is because you get the best of both worlds. The simple meals give you the convenience and ease and speed that is necessary to keep up with your busy lifestyle, and at the same time, they nourish you and keep you safe. And the fun meals give you the adventure and spontaneous variety that makes it so wonderful to be human. We'll talk more about these later, but just know that those presentations are coming, and when you figure out your simple and fun meals, it's going to be a game changer for you. Principle number 2 is no recipe, no problem. What this means is that putting together a nourishing meal is so much simpler, faster, and easier than many people make it out to be. It's not necessary to complicate things with recipes. And we'll talk more about this in skill number 2 when we discuss how to put together a quality meal, and in skill number 3 when we create your ideal meal plan. But right now, we simply want to liberate you from the pressure and judgment of feeling like you need to cook a particular cuisine and it has to be a particular name. And if your meal doesn't come from a cookbook and it doesn't have a name, then you need to try harder. Come on now. You don't need to try harder. The meal you're eating doesn't have to be anything other than nutritious, tasty, and fueling you. And you'll find out how easy and simple this gets in skill number 2 and 3, which leads me to principle number 3. Principle number 3 is be flexible and keep it simple. What this means is that 90% of the time you're eating quality whole food, and 10% of the time you're eating more relaxed and might have some processed options. We'll get deeper into whole foods in skill number 2 when we talk about putting together a quality meal. But essentially, when you eat whole foods, for the most part, you're eating things that are not pre-made and that doesn't come from a box. You can see a lot of examples when you look at the list of great options for whole foods on page 68 of your playbook, just to give you a fast idea. In many traditional grocery stores, these whole foods tend to be located on the outer perimeter. Now, it's easy for people to get up on a soapbox and say, you should never eat certain things. But to be honest, Your approach to food can't be so rigid and strict that you crack and break, or that you're forced to choose between having a social life and following a diet. In order for you to stick with a lifestyle change that serves you for the long run, and in order for you to feel like you're part of a community, it's necessary for you to be able to enjoy meals and celebrations with family and friends without being thrown off and disoriented. Because, like we mentioned earlier, when you have the confidence in your body to thrive from a meal, even if it's not super healthy, your consistency 90% of the time makes up for and balances out that 10% in the long run. And most importantly, you're still enjoying life. It's necessary for you to be able to adapt to your situation and environment, because in our society right now, there are so many options that are processed. So it's really hard to eat only whole food, especially if you want to enjoy being human and avoid micromanaging every single bite that you put in your mouth. And the only way that you can do that is by developing the skills to confidently navigate how you eat. That's why we'll talk more about keeping it simple in skill number 4 when we discuss how to shop for groceries in a way that serves you. And in skill number 5, when you learn our secret to enjoying a wide variety of fun and different things for dinner every night. And then in skill number 6, when you discover our way of identifying how much dessert you can have 100% guilt-free. As well as in skill number 7, when we share how to cook with AI. And again, in skill number 8, when we discuss your options when you're at restaurants and gatherings. So you can see being flexible and keeping it simple is extremely important. So we'll be covering a lot of ways that you can actually do that. And now for the final principle, number 4. Principle number 4 is enjoy the experience. What this means is that food isn't just about what you put in your mouth. It's about the presentation, the environment, the ambiance, as well as how you feel about what you're eating. One way that you can apply this principle is by focusing on and really savoring the flavor and texture. Like if you're gonna eat some cake, slow down and focus so that you really enjoy everything that that cake has to offer. Don't label the cake bad or dangerous. Don't judge yourself or feel guilt for having a bite or two. Savor it. Take a deep breath, be in the moment, and have a conversation about the cake, right? Talk about the details and what you love, maybe to the others around you. The more that you do that, you'll find that you don't need to eat as much because you're using all of your senses to consume the cake. This allows you to eat something in moderation while really deeply enjoying and appreciating it. But regardless of whether you're eating some cake or a bite of protein at breakfast, what really matters is bringing an attitude of genuine enthusiasm to your food. When you enjoy your experience with food, it keeps you human instead of just slipping into a place where everything feels mechanical and you're checking off those boxes. The whole point of enjoying the experience is to notice that you're alive. I mean, we eat multiple times a day, and it's a way that you can make sure that you're really living. So by slowing down and noticing the environment, the presentation, ambiance, and the textures and flavors, it can make the meal so much more than what it would be otherwise. And when you enjoy the way that you're eating, you'll actually stick with this, not just for a few weeks, but for years and beyond. This is a key in your journey to getting fit and staying fit. These 4 principles of nourishment navigation, all in moderation, no recipe, no problem. Be flexible and keep it simple, and enjoy the experience, form the foundation that will help you transform your relationship with food. And these principles don't change or waver. As you begin implementing these principles, you'll discover that they work together to be able to create a balanced, sustainable approach to eating that fits your lifestyle. Remember, this isn't about perfection or strict rules. It's about developing the confidence to be able to make those choices that serve both your health goals and your enjoyment of life. In the upcoming skills sections, we'll dive deeper into exactly how to put these principles into action. But first, let's discuss the 3 priorities.